Hello, my name is Aaron Cartwright, your host, and I'm here at the BVP podcast for our last episode for this year. And today we have the wonderful
Lynnette Traller.
Will we be having you any longer?
No, I am retiring after 26 years at BHS.
And
Mr. Tarik Madison.
I don't think there's a person that's going to watch this that don't know you.
It might be.
Either one of you, really. You are like faces that run this school. You're like part of the gears that run the building behind Belleville High School. At least in my eyes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Try to.
Thank you.
No, you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to ask some questions they're going to be real casual. Let's be honest here.
Okay.
You're leaving soon, and you're not going to take me seriously anyways.
Come on now.
So let's start with something easy. How do you like to spend your free time? When you have time that you don't have to be working or doing something, what do you prefer to do?
I'm a seamstress on the side, so I sew and do a lot of alterations, and I love to read.
That's amazing. Do you have any favorite authors?
Right now, it's probably Colleen Hoover.
I think my mom reads her.
Yeah. Right now, it's Colleen Hoover.
That's
or Frida
awesome.
McFadden. One of those two.
So you like kind of like the mysteries?
No, more of like a love triangle, something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's my romance.
Everybody likes a little romance in their life. How about you, Mr. Tarik? What does your free time look like?
Man, I don't have much free time. When I get off work, I'm going cutting yards, working at ranches, this and that. But when I do have a time to really relax, I love to fish.
That's awesome.
I'm an avid bass fisherman. I love it.
Which reminds me, how long I've been in school, been knowing you, and I ain't got no fish yet.
Jesus Christ. Here we
I ain't got
go.
no fish yet. I don't know.
You're gonna have to start catching up on that.
Hey,
I'll bring you some before you leave.
6 days counting.
He's gonna bring you a whole catfish and put it right down on your counter and say, "Right, just for you."
Oh, man.
Here's a fun question: do you guys have any pets at home, or any pets from the past that have ever made a strong impact on you?
No,
No pets?
no pets. I had a bird and he died. So that was before I had kids, though. So
That's fair. I guess you don't really need pets when you got little kids running around and growing up and stuff. How about you, Mr. Tarik?
Honestly, I don't have any pets.
No pets?
No, I used to run so much and not be at home. I didn't want to have an animal feel neglected, so
That's fair.
I was like, but they didn't even go that route.
I've always had cats and dogs and just stuff like that. Though at one point we did have a frog. That was interesting. He was like, we found him outside of a 7-Eleven. He was just this little guy. My mom used to work at 7-Eleven. She found this tiny little frog about this big. She's like, oh my God. And he was being swept away by the Houston storm. So just picked him up and put him in a glass vase.
oh wow,
And for 2 years, we had a little frog that should have never made it named Kermit. And it was kind of awesome. Now, I don't know if you do, because you guys are always very busy mind and very busy by, but if you were to daydream, and if you do have daydreams, what would it be about and what is it about? Anything that whenever you're lost in thought, what does your mind kind of just go to naturally? I see ideas.
daydreaming. Okay.
He looks like he has an answer already.
No, I'm just waiting to hear what she got to say. That's all. I'm sure
Well,
it's
mine's gonna be about sewing. So I would love to go to New York to look at fabric, how it's made, and see. Or maybe I'll go to just see how fabric is made and to go to some big designer studios. That's what I would love to do.
My girlfriend's from New York State, and she's told me about some of those places and stuff
I would
like
love
that.
to do that.
They also have a lot of Amish up there. There's a lot of
okay.
Amish people. She literally grew up around Amish people that looked at her funny.
Oh, okay.
Which of the 5 senses would you say is your strongest? Which one do you think that you have mastered in your own mind?
I don't know, because I think I can. Out of the 5, let me see.
I can answer all my senses are perfect. All of
Oh,
them.
that's what I was about to say.
All of them.
There's no
So you're
not
looking at
one.
perfection, right?
There's not one stronger than the other. I don't think. There's not one stronger than the other. They all got to balance each other out. So.
True. But his are perfect.
Oh,
His
yeah.
are, of course.
That's because he thinks he's a perfectionist
I am.
in his own eyes.
Now, Not trying to call anybody out here with this question, but how many pairs of shoes do you own?
Oh. Yeah, I want to hear this one.
You're talking about sandals, flip flops, the whole works?
Whatever goes on your feet.
That would be shoes, wouldn't it?
Probably. I'll say about 30 pair.
Oh.
30.
About 30 pair.
My mama got 2 generations on you. She still got her mama's shoes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
She can wear them because they dry rot, probably. I probably got 30 pair, but that I actually wear a lot, probably 10 to 12.
I got 1 pair. I'm happy with my 1 pair.
I am a woman. You know, we got to coordinate stuff.
Don't worry. I've been to garage sales with my mom, and I leave, and I'm carrying like 2 grocery bags full of shoes. I'm like, what are we using these for? We fixing the house with them?
Got to coordinate stuff.
I got like 4. All I wear is boots most of the time anyway, so I don't need all them tennis shoes and all that extra.
I don't wear anything that doesn't go above my heel. I need it to be going around my ankle and like giving me brace because I'm kind of stupid sometimes. I need that extra support. Extra support's nice for me. You guys coffee drinkers?
I'm not. No.
No.
Neither one. That was a bad question to land on. Well, you kind of said this a little bit already, but what is the top of your bucket list? Like the first thing you want to do? For you, you might be acting on that soon.
Mine would be going on a cruise. That would be at the top of my list, going on a cruise. But I'm kind of scared because I've never been on one. But I want to go.
I've heard they're fun. You got to make sure you get on a good
I want to go. I want to go on a cruise.
Me, I'm an avid San Francisco 49ers fan.
Yeah.
I've been everywhere pretty much. I have not made it to San Francisco. I would love to go there so I can see my team play or just look at the stadium one time. That's on my bucket list.
Not bad.
On my bucket list, I would have to say LA. I want to go see the home of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're peace and love and total hippies. I want to go see where those guys ended up, like they're part of the town. Because it's always cool to see, especially when, like, I'm a very music-oriented person.
Okay.
And
oh my God, you should meet Miss Rowe and Miss Higgins then, because that's all. Miss Higgins goes to concerts all the time. So.
I've heard Miss Balky's a bit of the same as well.
Yes.
I've seen her I saw her wearing a David Bowie pin on her, so I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna love having her class.
You know, me and Miss Balky graduated together.
Really?
Yeah, we classmates. We graduates together, man.
When I have to bring that up when I have her next year. Well, taking on from putting a question in from, we were just talking about music taste. What are we feeling?
My favorite genre of music is gospel.
That's fair. My mom's a big gospel fan as well. She loves listening to KSBJ.
My favorite is gospel.
I listen to everything.
That's fair.
In my vehicle, well, much people know I got music in my vehicle. When I come through the parking lot, you might hear country, rap, rock, everything. I love music. It doesn't matter.
I'm the same way where, like, I'm mostly rock and stuff like that, like 80s rock, 90s rock, like Green Day, Metallica, pretty much anything that people were just jumping up and down to in the 80s. But I'll land myself with something different. Like, I love rap. I love the way it sounds when it flows, when it's really done well. It's just
relaxing.
Like it's relaxing and it's art. That's what I like about all music. Everything to me is art. So I love seeing everybody's different form of art, from cooking to dancing to even simple stuff like cleaning. If you could clean a room like really, really well, like some of these constituents in our school do, that's an art. That's an art to be able to clean up after 700 kids.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could tell you already, if I was told, all right, there's 700 kids in school and there's about like roughly 10 of you, I'd be like, okay, make it 9. I'm out. I'm not doing that. That's way too much for me, man. Look for some getting to know you questions. What motivates you to work hard?
What motivates me to work hard? I was entrusted when they hired me to do a good job, and whatever I do represents me. So I try to do it to my best.
To always represent yourself well?
Represent myself well.
I agree with that. I think that's a nice aspiration to have for yourself, because it's not really worrying about like, oh, I'm going to let everyone down. It's like, I'm not going to let me down.
Right, exactly. And I try to treat people like I want to be treated.
I've always been taught that. Yeah. Ever since I was a kid, I've always grown up with that.
Well, myself, I'm just I try to please everybody. I'm a hard worker. I just want my job to reflect on me. I don't want nobody talking bad about, hey, this guy ain't doing nothing. Like teachers ask me to do something, I'm on it. I try to get it done quick, fast as possible. That's in my nature. I love it. I went to school here too. So graduating from Belleville, I never thought I'd be working in the school. To be honest with you, once I left, I ain't never coming back. And look where I am. But I wouldn't trade it for the world because I enjoy seeing my schools look good and seeing the kids, teachers happy. It's just a sense of pride that you can't imagine.
That's awesome.
I love my job.
That's awesome. Fun fact, I have 2 other brothers, and all of us have gone to Belleville High School. My 2 other my brother was Noah Popham is the middle, and the oldest is Zachary Perung. They all graduated here.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not expecting you guys to remember them because God knows they probably went like 90s and 80s, but still, pretty much.
I know Noah.
Noah. He's moving back down.
Oh, really?
Really, he's living with his dad again.
To the big city of Belleville?
He was in D.C. for a while.
Oh, okay.
Living with my brother who worked for the Pentagon.
Oh, okay.
So he's coming back down to Texas again, looking to get his feet back down in his roots.
Okay.
And I said, go for it. Of course, my little Western mom was like, you can always come here, y'all. You know, you never have to be alone. My door's open. Just cook some biscuits. I got something on the stove right now. And I'm like, he knows you do, Ma.
Yeah.
It's been like that since he was a baby. My mom loves cooking. If there's something she loves in this world, it's cooking.
That's good.
Here's something me and my dad always say. If she's not eating food, she's thinking about food. If she's not thinking about food, she's cooking food. If she's not cooking food, she's thinking about her next meal. And if she's not thinking about her next meal, she's making the next meal. It's just always cooking. I remember I saw this in breakfast. We were eating breakfast that she cooked. She was sitting there and she just says, I think for dinner or lunch, I think I'm going to make us hoagies. And if I don't make that, then I'll think I got something in the freezer. And my dad's like, it's 8:30.
Can we just finish breakfast?
Another big medicine, at least in my family, is laughter, definitely. We always keep a child laughing because, well, if you stop laughing, you're going to start crying, then never stop laughing.
No, that's true. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. What is your most prized possession, from something physical to mental to just maybe even somebody?
Prized possession.
The thing that you hold most dear to you.
Other than my kids and my husband?
Sure.
That's a ring that my mom gave me.
Was it a wedding ring given to you from your mom?
It's just a ring she gave me when I had my second child. I had my baby. She gave it to me that day. So I hold that dear.
That's really amazing. That's awesome. How about you, Mr. Tarik?
My most prized possession is something
truck.
No, it is not.
Truck.
It's something that may not be here. It's my grandmother. She's 98 years young, still here. Most people don't have their grandparents. Like my granny, she's strong and still here at 98. And she had me spoiled, I ain't gonna lie. So that's my most prized possession, that I still have her to be on earth with me to this day still.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. It took him so hard not to say his truck speakers.
I really wanted to say that truck. I knew it.
Immediately made him start backing on. No. So let's talk about something. What did you guys do before you ended up in Belleville High School? What was your position?
I was a teller at the bank.
Really?
I worked at First National Bank and at Austin County State Bank. So I was a teller at the bank, and I left the bank because I knew Mr. Batson, who was my principal at the time. I knew the superintendent, and so I just told myself, if you ever have anything, come up and let me know. So Mr. Batson called me, and I actually was on vacation in Georgia, and one of the girls at school at the bank called me. She said, Mr. Batson's been looking for you. I saw, me doing alterations and so on. I thought he probably got some alterations for me. And then I was like, oh no, this is near the end of school. I better call him. He might have a job for me. And he had a position open and offered it to me, and I took it because at that time my oldest was only in 4th grade. So I wanted to try to get within the school system so I could be accessible to her at all times. And it cut out that daycare bill in the afternoon. So yeah, and I've been there 26 years ever since.
That's definitely. That's definitely awesome. I think it's awesome because my aunt was a bank teller too. What I learned from her is if you stay in the bank teller business a long time, you get all kinds of vacations for no reason.
Yeah,
They just
it was good. It was a learning experience. I learned a lot. We had quite a few seminars, but I learned a lot. It was good.
You could probably teach a financial math class if you really wanted.
Probably.
Not that you want to.
Not that I want to. No. No.
How about you, Mr. Tarik?
Well, I was at Bluebell for a long time before they had that big layoff. And I got laid off. Looking for a job. Then Roy Houston, that used to be grounds crew manager over here, told me it was an opening. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. Come over here, got hired. I was in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to, like, it might be just a temporary stop. That's what I thought. Came over here, started working in athletics first with Coach Rowe, and I fell in love with the school district. I did not expect to. I was thinking, I'm like, I'm just going to stay here for a little while till I find something else. And I got here and I couldn't go nowhere.
It just sucked you in that hard.
It did. It really did.
You fall in love with the people.
Mm-hmm.
You fall in love with
And the
them.
community.
And the community. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Belleville's a really giving community of people. They've always standed up. For example, my mom has type 2 diabetes, and whenever we've needed help from like EMS to even neighbors, after they saw the ambulance come the first time, they would come over and they'd be like, is she okay? Does she need anything? Does she need like yogurt or peanut butter? That's a superfood for a diabetic. And luckily we look like we're ready for a nuclear apocalypse. We have so much peanut butter. But Belleville's always just like, I've always had my ups and downs because I came here as a little kid. I didn't want to, so I had that memory stuck in my head. But really being here for a long time, one, it's beautiful. And two, maybe it's just a pretty little land or something in the water, but the people just get along better. People, because it's a small town too, so everybody kind of knows each other, so everybody's here to help each other.
Right. We have land up in East Texas, and my husband was talking about moving up there at one point in time, and I was like, no, I would actually cry if he said something about moving from Belleville. I mean, even though, the kids were younger then, I said, but there is no way. This is home. I mean, been here 40-something years now, so. I was a move-in to Belleville, so it's been good.
I feel like my grandma would agree with you. My grandmother and grandfather on my my mother's side, they built their house here before any other houses around. There's a picture we have in our right by the front door, and it's a picture of our house, the TV tower, the road.
Oh wow!
All trees, nothing.
Oh wow!
Not a single house for miles.
Oh man!
Just ours.
But now it's changed a lot, hasn't it?
It's changed a lot. We have a whole community now.
Yep.
Our neighbors have llamas. I'm like, come on, dude. What do you need llamas for? Llamas and miniature donkeys in Belleville, Texas. Come on now. Those are some crazy old people.
That's like my daughter came home one time and she took a picture down where the old administration building was, and it had hog traps. She said, only in Belleville, Texas. And would you see a sign outside a main road that says hog traps?
Yeah. Or I saw something a while back. Because it was really dark and icy, they had cops going up and down, one trying to I think dig up some ice off of the roads after a crash happened. But also they were stopping people with big visors on and lights out like this, and they would stop people and say, careful, there's deers out tonight, you gotta be careful. Oh my God, I saw a deer on that icy road, just he fell over and just slid all the way to the other side and just stood up like nothing happened. I'm like, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
You are the luckiest animal alive. Do you count your missed calls?
Do I count what?
It's just one of the weird questions. Do you count your missed calls when you get them, or do you just not care?
Oh, no, I don't count them. No, I figure if it was important, they'll call back.
No.
I don't think anybody really counts them. Like if you see someone from like a named contact or like your kid or like your mom or something, like you'll look at it.
But if it's unidentified, no, I don't call you back. And if it was that important, they'll call me back.
One time I used to have a kind of like not so well phone, and it deleted my dad's contact, and he kept trying to call me. I was like, who is this? It's the same area code as me and everything. It's probably a scammer. Got home and he's like, what were you doing on your phone? I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so you knew it was calling. He was calling.
Now I kind of look at the numbers a little longer. Have you ever had a mentor in your life that really brought you to this point? Like Mr. Tarik, you told me that you had your grandmother who was very close to you. So is anybody like that in either one of your lives that just do you feel it really has like brought you up as the person that you've become?
Well, of course, my parents and stuff, they were real. But as for, I can say teacher-wise, I hated school. I'm not going to lie. But Mr. Fuller, William Fuller, that man made such a difference. I hated English. And he taught me English in a way no other teacher ever had. And I respect that man to the end of time for that. I saw him today and gave him a big old hug because I told him he made a difference in my life. Real big difference. He was the one teacher that took time and showed me, yeah, he helped me out a lot. Let's put it like that.
I feel the same way about the teacher, Mr. Sobey. He dug me at Mr. Sobey, and of course, Miss Brow, who we're sadly is also leaving this year. Oh my God, I'm telling you right now, Aaron would not have made it this far without Miss Brow.
That's awesome.
Actually, Miss Height helped me a lot. Like entire geometry. She's the reason I got past that. She was like a second mom to me. She was like the stern mom I never had. She was like, come on, I know. She was never angry at me.
Pulling something out of you that you didn't think you had.
Yeah, she was never angry at me. It was something deeper. She was disappointed because she knew I could do better. And I just kind of clicked with me. I was like, I don't want to keep feeling like this around her. I feel like I'm making my mom disappointed. So I started trying a little better, and I really got to know Miss Height after that. That's because good. She noticed that I wasn't just a student that was looking to sleep in her class all the time. I just was not good at math. Never have been, never will be. All right, I got one more question for you guys today, and we're going to wrap it up. You guys have been amazing. Don't think we could have had a better last podcast for the year.
Say the best for last.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there
you go.
There you go. Working together now. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to give a personal question. What is one thing you guys have been working together forever? Come on now. Like, you've known him so long that you've been tired of him. You know every single word to one of his favorite songs.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know that song.
So, since you're retiring, and of course we're going to probably have Mr. Tark forever. Like
yeah,
the way
I ain't going nowhere for a long time. Trust me.
The way he talks about himself, I think he's immortal.
He'll be there.
Is there anything that you want to tell the future students that won't be able to meet you and one day will meet you? And just, what's one thing do you think you want to give them advice for? Going into maybe high school, leaving high school, like the award ceremony we had earlier today? Anything.
Put your best foot forward at all times. Because even if you don't want to, like you say, you had that one teacher that pushed you, let them push you because they see something in you that you don't see in yourself. So do it. Be the best at what you can do. And you never know where it's going to lead to.
Absolutely.
Mine real. Hey, I'm a people person. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm a maintenance man, but it makes my day when y'all just speak to me, say hello, acknowledge me, anything. I mean, you don't know how that brings my day up because, you know, I used to feel like I was way down here, but I am not. I mean, I enjoy you kids, and it just makes my day just for y'all to speak and talk and just. It makes my day. Let's put it like that.
That's amazing.
And I want them to feel like they can come talk to me about anything. Because Dr. Trainish, when she first got here, I thought that I was like, no disrespect, but Dr. Trainish told me that you're more than a maintenance man. This is barely after I got to know her. And I'm sitting here like, what is this woman talking about more? And then it hit me. I have impacted so many kids' lives. I've had kids come up and talk to me, and I've seen kids that I've talked to that used to be freshmen that was rude and nasty and came up to be seniors, and their whole attitude changed, and I had a part to do with it. And man, it's the greatest feeling on earth.
I could tell you from a student standpoint, both of you have changed students' lives every day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having you
Thank
here.
You.
And thank you for watching BVP's last podcast for a year. I'm your host, Aaron Cartwright.
Save the best for last.
Have an amazing summer.